subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man. Yeah, man, it's going down. This Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got a real special guest today, man. I'm talking about, I talk about my bucket list guests. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my bucket list guests. This is, if you ever hear me talk about like my childhood and how I grew up, it was music, basketball, comedy. That's what my childhood was consumed of. You know what I'm saying? And I was a radio kid, and I listened to 102 Jams and 97.9 The Box and all that, man. And listen, this man is responsible for so much. He is a pioneer. He is a radio god. You know what I'm saying?
Man, how much I owe you for all this, man. I don't
listen,
really
I gotta do this. When I met him, he ain't let me give it up for him. You know what I'm saying? So here, I'm gonna give it up for him, man. Listen, he is a radio god. The man has been putting it down for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Has had his hand in so much. A lot of the things we talk about, on the recap side of things on the podcast, he was there for it in real time. You know what I'm saying? Documenting this culture and being a part of this culture on the radio, in music, and just all over the place, man, straight from the streets with Crazy C, man. I mean, just a real legend of legends. You know what I mean? Mad Hatta, what's going down, man?
That was I ain't good with that kind of stuff, but that was really nice of you to say, man. I'm just a dude who wants to take care of his mom and got lucky, man. But I appreciate you saying all that. It's funny when you hear people say stuff like that, you like, I was just trying to work and survive. You didn't really know. It was, for me, the best part was watching, like, all the stuff happen in real time, like you said. Like, you really saw Slim Thug from a child into this grown man. For me, that's been the most exciting part of this entire journey, to watch all these dudes now in adulthood and being fathers to their children. To me, that's the best part of all of it, just seeing that, man. So it was a blessing and it was also a blessing to be able to do what you have done in one city for such a long period of time, man. I was really blessed. That company was really, really good to me. People always expect you to have some, to diss the people, but that ain't me. Those people gave me the ability and the opportunity to do the stuff that I did, and they were very kind and generous to me. So I was very blessed, man.
Yeah. How you feeling though, man?
I don't know, man. I got to figure out what to do with the rest of my life now. I kind of like walked away, kind of in a haste and didn't really plan it all out.
What you doing with the Vibe though right now? Right?
Yeah. I'm at the Vibe. I'm having fun with that. Shout out to Miss Donna Franklin, Ernest Walker, the general manager. Miss Donna Franklin, she's the program director for KTSU 90.9. She brought me on. It was funny because she like, Hatta, I need you to come over and talk to me real quick. And I went to the station. I thought she just wanted me to talk to a class. And walked to me, we're doing this great thing, and it's going to be called The Vibe, and we want you to, whoa, no. I'm over here watching Bloomberg now, chilling at home. No, I don't want to do none of this. I'm done. I'm finished. No, you got to do this. And she started walking around, introducing me to people, saying I was the new content director for The Vibe. I said no for a very, very long time, but she was persistent, and I just felt like, the big guy was like, hey, man, you started at college radio. Wouldn't that be a unique way to put a cap on your career? I'm like, yeah, I never looked at it like that, G. Okay, well, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do then. And they give me the ability still to this day to do it how I want to do it. And, I had an opportunity to hire people that I really, admire and love. Rob G does the morning show, Amir does afternoons for us, and a lady by the name of Michelle McKnight, all finely crafted jocks, as you would say. So I'm over there doing our little hip-hop, R&B, millennial, urban alt is what they call it. So, yeah, I'm over there doing that. And it's been fun, man, for the last year and a half, man. So I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. And I know you a TSU.
Yeah, for sure. Alumni, man.
Yeah, alumni over here. Yeah. So I forgot who it was, too, Mr. Donnie. So you have to excuse me. But somebody came. They were talking very highly of you. Like, I didn't know that you went to TSU. And this, whomever this is, it had to be a woman. She was like, "Oh, he graduated from here," and da 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 da. I mean, it was like rave. It got to be
Professor Sandifer Walker.
I don't remember, but it was rave reviews. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's marvelous. I like, wow, she loved this guy right here. So it was kind of cool. She thought I knew. I'm like, I don't know him. I said, I've seen him on Instagram and YouTube though, but I don't know. I don't know him at all.
Yeah, this is the closest I got to even me thinking you knew my existence. And maybe not even then. Was like I produced this Peaceful record for Slim Thug, and y'all were talking about it one day like, yeah, man, that beat hard. And I was like, oh, okay, they might.
Well, you know what? I never made the connection to the music actually until just recently with the Little Old song. I'm like, oh, he's been producing all these tracks. Like, oh, Donnie Houston is the producer. Donnie Houston. I'm keeping these people separated. I don't know why. You know, sometimes you just brain freezes or whatever. But, you know, in my mind, I see you as a visual human being. So the musical part of Donnie, I'm still exploring, getting to know, because there's some stuff in there that I missed that your hands was on that I didn't know was in, you know, so I got to explore that. But I know the visual, I know the Donnie that does the podcast and gets the opportunity, because I just think it's cool, because I think you have this rapport with all these incredible artists in this city. You have a great rapport. Like they seem to be excited to want to come. Like it's funny, like, oh man, Hatter's just like, no, but they have this thing where they feel like they've achieved it once Mr. Donnie talks to him on his podcast. They finally arrived too. So it's always funny how somebody looks at themselves, and, you know, which tells me that you're a good person, because you're like, nah, that ain't me. But other people looking at you like you that dude. But you never look at yourself like that dude. So sometimes you're like, I don't get whatever it is that they talking about. But, you know, you got to, the hardest thing is, here's what you got to do. You got to try to receive it. And I've had a long career where I was never really good at receiving those things. In fact, I didn't receive it literally until it was done. And then people saw me on Instagram when all of us had our last little dinner together. And then, you know, for the first time, you look at comments and you're not looking at the hate. You're looking at all these things that you've done to people, and you're like, oh, I didn't really realize that they liked me. I thought I was just fighting the odds and you couldn't stop me. I didn't know I would survive this long because you actually liked me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different way of thinking. So to have a long ass career and just because it's determination, and not even knowing that it's because those people, and you realize it, but you don't realize the love, but you realize that you have been afforded the opportunity to eat because of people, you know. So that's the funny thing about having the career. Like I said, I didn't know till the end, you know, that, oh, they kind of liked me. Oh, I didn't.
All that time, you just.
No, because what happens is you get love J-Mac, but J-Mac feeds off of hate. That's his superpower. The more you hate him, the more powerful he gets. So this is a person consumed and gravitating towards all the evil because it gives him power. But he's your boy, so you hear it. So you looking at it from a narrative like, damn, okay, what can we do to make this happen? He looking at it like, who cares? I'm turning into Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So just two ways of looking at it. So you just don't know. So we, for years, only saw this world of hate. You didn't really see the world of love or nothing like that. Not saying that, oh, you got to come give me love, nothing like that. I wasn't saying that. Like, I'll give you a good example. 2 or 3 weeks ago, with Simon and his wife, some friends, we went out to eat. And some dude sees me, and unfortunately, living here, you know, because you're a DJ, but you know, sometimes your life takes on a street. It has some street sensibilities, so you're always on guard, ready to defend. And the guy was like, he didn't say my name. He like, man, you were on my side of town, sunny side, da 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 da. I'm like, well, I haven't really been doing nothing in a while, so I don't want to sit there like I'm the Mad Hatter or something like that, but I'm trying to figure out where he's going. He's like, nah, you sat down and you talked to me, da 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 da. Now my kid is good, man. I'm doing good, man. Because he was trying to give me money. So I'm like, I know I dress bad and everything, but I don't need you. I don't look that bad. I don't need to look homeless. So the dude was trying to give me money, and I wouldn't take the money, but it was like $100 bills. So we go into the restaurant, we eating after we get done. And get ready to pay the bill. Like, oh no, somebody already paid for y'all meal. I was like, oh wow, that was pretty gangster, because I didn't see the young brother. It's a young dude too. Came back in, and you don't know, like you said, the way you looked at me. Like, I was a part of the background of you growing up in this city. You know, you never know what impact you have or how you touch a person, or taking the time to have a conversation with somebody and just talking them through whatever their pain is. And you just being a human being. You don't know that you're doing nothing of, you know, substantial, but obviously I could look at this brother, had a little Benz, he was doing pretty well, you know. So it's just nice to know that you did do that, but a lot of times, I'll be honest with you, I missed all that. I was good at seeing the hate, but I was not good at seeing the love. So that's on me.
Yeah, no. You're hella impactful, man. Like I was telling my little sister, I was like, I'm finna go talk to Hatta. She's like, man, Hatta? I'm like, yeah, you remember I used to be listening to the radio, recording radio? And I was telling her, she couldn't believe it, but I was telling her, even when I DJ now, there's certain songs, because I used to record out the radio so much. I even taught myself, like, scratching. It'd be like Walter D in the mix or something. I hook up the house turntable, and when a lunch mix is going on or whatever, I'm just scratching along, you know what I mean, with the speaker from the house speaker, like practicing my cuts. No crossfade or nothing. But anyway. Long story
well, it's
short.
an honor to be here, man. Like I said, man, when I saw it was funny. I saw Mr. Donnie at Little Kiki. Little Kiki had a little, you know, Legends party for his album. And Mr. Donnie came over. Hey, man, I'm Don. Hey, I know who you are, player. I got Instagram. I got YouTube. I know who you are. So, but it was kind of cool because I was telling you earlier before we even started recording, it's amazing social media. Like, you feel like you know people. But I've never, up until that day, ever, to my knowledge, I never seen you or came across each other. But it's funny, the power of social media and your podcast and Instagram. It's amazing the power of it, you know. I'm still amazed by it. I'm still trying to, like I said earlier, I'm trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up, because stuff is just changing so fast for radio, for records, for music, for social media, the metaverse. It's so much going on, and it seems like it's changing by the day. So I'm like, I got to figure out what I want to be when I grow up, because, you know.
I mean, you already one of the GOATs, though. You've already lit, you know what I mean? You've done that. So I guess I'm kind of like, are you still feeling like the need to get active, to do something? Because, I mean, what else?
Not necessarily. I don't really want to sit on the radio and gossip about people like Chris Brown did this week, or Slim Thug said this. I don't really want to do that. I'm kind of into growth and what makes people tick, you know. There's a lot of people that none of us might know, but, you know, you could be talking to somebody and they're going through something and you don't know what pain or what stressful situation they're going through, but they're still soldiering on. I kind of want to, I don't know, I want to talk to people that I think, not saying that nobody's interesting. I just think, you know what, like the regular guy or gal, everybody has a story. If you sit down, like, yeah, you interviewing me, but there's some dude that just walked probably through here and you sit down and talk to him like, wow, I didn't know that you did that. You know, even I got like a little podcast. I put one of the dudes on that graduated from TSU, Radio Rich. Because I just think that he is so fascinating, because he's everything that I wish I was when I was younger. Like, I was narrowcasted. I got to make this money. I got to make this money. I don't want to make no friends. I don't care if you say you hate me. I'm focused and you ain't going to stop me. But to see him at a young age have so much balance. This dude can be a good dude to his girl. He can be good to his dad. He can be good to his mom, his kids, his time. He still will be out and about on the scene. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. When do you sleep? How do you you got the balance, man. And a lot of us, we don't have good balance. And I'm still learning. I'm trying to learn to be a better human being. And I'll be honest with you, you know, the last year and a half is still really, really hard for me, because my brain has been trained. You got to make that money. You got to make that money. You got to make that money. And if you're not, it doesn't, you know, my brain doesn't work well. So I'm trying to be like, it's okay. You've saved your whole life. You can relax a little bit. My brain won't let me. So my brain is now telling me that, okay, now we got to figure out what we're going to do with the rest of your life. Haven't figured that out yet. Yeah. When I do, I'll let you know. Yeah. But I don't know if it's radio. That was fun and it was good. I just think radio is different. I think what you're doing is the new radio. Everything that they told us not to do is what you do. You know, but all the guys, you know, y'all went to school for communications and stuff like that. Everything that they told you not to do is literally what you do on the podcast. Yeah. Literally what you do. So you have to relearn, even, and I feel bad for a lot of our brothers and sisters still trying to be in radio because they didn't get these lessons. And that's why they're so easily replaceable, and they're getting these social media phenoms that are coming to replace them. Or the new social media people, they don't even need that no more. Why I need you if I got 250,000 followers or whatever? I can make bread, I can do shows, I can do it all. I don't need that platform anymore. I am my own platform. So we just live in a whole new day and time. And I'll be honest with you, I'm intrigued by all of it. I'm totally intrigued by all of it. Totally don't understand all of it, but totally intrigued.
Yeah. Man, we're going to go back, but this is the one, my one Hatta memory. Last one, I think, before we get into it. When I DJ, still to this day, it's like I said, there's certain songs, man, because I used to record off the radio so much. And, y'all would come in talking at the end of them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, Hatta, whatever. One particular time I recorded this is when SWV I'm So Into You is out. This is how long ago. This got to be 102 Jams days.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And at the end where they like, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And you on there like, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Man, Hatta 102 Jams. And when I play that song, anytime I DJ, sometimes I'll let it just play to the end just because I hear your voice over that part. I can't hear that song without hearing
That's actually being a bad DJ. We are taught, for real, we were taught not to do that, but that's the way I felt, so I did it. I had a bad tendency, anybody, if you listen to the radio back there, I would sing at the end of the songs because that's what I was doing in the studio. So singing at the end of the song and things, everything that they told us not to do, I did.
But it gave character, though, I think,
It probably did, and they probably gave me way more leeway than they probably should have. I probably wouldn't have had this long career, though, if they did, though. But it's a lot of those little things that they told us don't do that no one never told me not to do. But every once in a while you'll see a listener, why are you always singing at the end of every song? I'm like, I didn't even know I was doing that, until somebody pointed it out to you. So, Yeah. But it's an honor again for me to be here, and it's kind of crazy when somebody tells you about the things that you were doing that resonate with them. One, it makes sure it definitely marks that you old, but two, it's just amazing that these little things, these nuances, is what the people really like, and it's just interesting sometimes to hear that stuff. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. It was an honor to serve the city.
Donnie Houston.